Darling.
How are you doing?
Pretty good.
Righteous.
Drinking my coffee, drinking my Kirin at 10:30 a.m.
It's fine. It's morning beer.
Yeah, it's podcast beer. It doesn't count.
It's right. We need it for inspiration.
Yeah.
I'm drinking a Modelo Especial.
You taking it down south?
I sure am. Welcome, everybody, to Dude That's Fucked Up. I'm Erin.
I'm Nicole. We're so excited to have you here.
Yes.
Yas.
How's everybody doing? We are welcoming our new listeners and saying what's up to our ride or dies that have been with us since the beginning.
Our ride or dies. My ride or die number 3s through 100 or whatever.
You wish.
Yeah. If you're new to this podcast, we just talk about fucked up shit. Mm-hmm. Not anything bad or really all that upsetting. More like topical fun fucked up.
Like, you know, things that are definitely inappropriate for, like, mixed company, but...
Like Erin's pubes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or butthole.
or more likely butthole.
We
Probably
say butthole.
my pubes.
We say butthole a lot. We say pubes a lot. We talk about, you know, just that kind of stuff a lot. So hope you like it.
This week has been very fun seeing people engaging with your hot Jesus photo.
Oh my God.
I feel like I just like love seeing. It must be funny, like, or weird. I don't know. I guess I'm a fan of podcasts, so I do know this. But, you know, it's fun when, like, Georgia shares a picture of her on the couch or whatever, and you're just like, oh, that's so fun. Like, you feel like you know her. And it's kind of cool that you get to share stuff like that.
Yeah. I'm not shy.
No.
I want you to put a face to the weirdness.
Yeah. But a face with a beard.
That's like what I was the crying. I was laughing so fucking hard. I could not breathe. Like, you know how people are like, I can't breathe when they're like, or like, I'm crying, I'm screaming, whatever, when they're like describing something funny. I actually was squealing and crying and hyperventilating because I was laughing so hard. And that picture that you posted on Facebook that I sent to you of
with
my
your
makeup
permission.
all over, with my permission, of my makeup all over my face, like cry laughing. So
I only say I cry laughed when I actually cry laughed.
Mm-hmm.
Like I guess I use the emoji sometimes when I didn't actually cry laugh, but
we're so like, we're earnest about the way we communicate still. We're not like fully millennials.
No.
We're like that in between millennial and Generation X. What's it called? The zillennial or some bullshit?
Oh,
I don't know.
I don't know that. Oh.
I don't know. There's like an article that came out that everybody's
We're old
been sharing.
millennials.
Yeah. We're like right on the cusp. We're born like, I'm not going to say, but.
In the older end.
Yeah.
Leave it at that.
Yeah. Anyway. Nobody cares.
Probably not.
Yeah, so last week we did Bigfoot, and we had just a little bit of a hard time with it.
It's fine.
And I was going camping after we recorded. I went camping last weekend, and
did you see it?
I did not.
Oh.
I heard a guy coughing really loud in the middle of the night, though.
Ew.
I don't think it was a Bigfoot. I think it was just a guy in the campsite, and it was like the way it was laid out, it was like echoing all through the campsite. I felt really bad for him, but it was like a hacking cough, and I was just like, maybe just go home.
Yeah.
I think you're sick.
Like, you probably shouldn't be camping with pneumonia.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was a lady Bigfoot after after cleaning her baby Bigfoot. It's like all the hair and fur.
Like grooming. I thought they didn't groom. That's why they stank.
Yeah. Well, they probably groom each other like cats.
Ew.
No, I don't know.
I don't want to even imagine that.
No.
All right. Well, anyway, yeah, it was fun. It was a good time. I loved it. But I didn't see Bigfoot, guys. Sorry.
Disappointing.
Yeah.
But expected.
Yeah. Because it's not real. Again. Sorry. Real quick, just wanted to shout out our listener Quincy, who called to our attention that we are not on Google Play, but because he asked, I went ahead and submitted that to Google Play and our podcast to Google Play. So hopefully that'll be up and running by the time this comes out, and you can listen on there. So we're on all kinds of different platforms. The more, the merrier, I think. We're obviously on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Podbean, and now hopefully Google Play. So thank you, Quincy.
Oh, man.
You sweetheart. Really appreciate that.
What a prince.
Yeah.
I when I saw the message, I was like, oh no. Like, I felt like we dropped the ball on something. I was like, oh, are we supposed to be there?
Gotta be available to all the things. So thank you, Quincy.
Let us know, anyone, if we should be anywhere else too.
Yeah.
Always, it's easy. We just submit it and it's like.
Yeah. I like to think that we're pretty tech savvy.
Yeah. Well, you've set up all of our feeds, so.
Oh, thank you. Mm-hmm.
Is that it for business?
I think so. Just wanted to give a little shout out, and like all the peeps on, social medias for saying what's up and liking our weird posts and stuff.
Oh, should we say that we're thinking about starting a closed group?
Oh yeah.
Or we will have started one, or we don't know. Maybe it's just an idea that we're kind of tossing around, but it's just been so fun this week.
I think we should.
People. Yeah, it's been so fun to see people kind of commenting on like content, and also like there is something to just sharing back and forth, like when we find funny stuff, like that video of the lady who shit and then like shook it out of her dress, and then that man steps in it and it's all caught on a security tape. Like, I want to share that to our fans.
Yeah, no, I know.
Like I want to share that to our group.
Yeah. Sent this to Erin today. Yeah.
Because it's just fun stuff that I think people would like. And honestly, that's like what I do all day is just look at
weird
fun stuff. Yeah, that I think people would find funny.
Word.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I especially do that now since I quit my job. So, because this podcast is just so wildly successful. No. But just something I've been thinking about for a very long time, and this has definitely helped give me the courage to pursue things that I want to actually be doing and my passions. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm very excited to take a little time off, too. I mean, I had a 10-year career in advertising, so nothing to sneeze at.
No.
I was very high up and important.
I mean, you were with your company for a really long time. I remember, like, we'd both, like, bitch about work and stuff on, like, on GChat and stuff. But you stuck it out. I got out of politics.
You're like, bye.
Bye.
Well, my job I liked it, and it was interesting. And I was with the company I was at for 7 years, so most of my career. And I liked it. I was sad yesterday saying goodbye, but oh my God, like, my coworker Fraser, who's written into the pod before, and we've read his story about that person dying on the plane. Yeah. R.I.P. He
and I keep calling him Fraser.
Yeah.
Fraser.
Fraser, yeah. It's okay. Everyone calls him that. Even though they know better. So
is it like Brendan Fraser?
Yeah.
Fraser?
Encino Man.
Yeah.
It is,
I fucking love that movie so much.
He like turned out to be really unfortunate looking as an older man.
I think he's fine. I think he just needs to like not be so like puffy. But he doesn't look bad. Like he just looks like not hot like Brendan Fraser from
George
Fraser,
of the Jungle.
Or I thought he was pretty fine in the Mummy.
Oh, yes.
Like that was peak Brendan Fraser.
What is it about like the khaki outfit that I love? Like I just like love
because it's like adventure, like Indiana Jones.
I love that.
Ooh, did you see the new Jumanji trailer?
Yeah, but I'm not into it.
What the fuck, man?
It's like I was talking to Pete about this, and he said they should have. What we don't like about it, I think, is that they get taken out of their world into a different one. It looks like,
yeah,
versus like things
What's
happening
fun about that?
in the world around them. Yeah, it just seems silly.
Also, sure. Like, how dare you?
Yeah,
like that's like. I don't know. It's just like that. I understand like Hollywood right now is trying to capitalize on the nostalgia aspect of our childhoods and stuff, but there's like, it's getting old, I think.
Also, I see like, bringing Full House back or something where maybe like.
Did you watch it?
No, I tried, but I didn't get very far.
I didn't. I didn't really like Full House that much. Sorry.
The whole first episode is basically just all of them like winking to the camera, like jokes about Full House, and it's like, okay, just make a fucking show. Like Gilmore Girls did a really good job because you were just like in that world again.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Gilmore Girls.
Oh, it's very cute. Oh, it's so cute.
I don't like that banter.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But you've never watched it, or did you?
I've tried.
Okay.
It's like annoying to me. I don't know. I know that's going to make a lot of people mad.
No. Everyone has an opinion.
Yeah.
Listen, we just have our own personal opinions on this show.
Yeah, I know.
I literally couldn't sleep after posting the Bigfoot episode last week. I had diarrhea all night because I ate too many pistachios.
Oh, that's right.
And then I was also just very nervous because it was my last week at work, and I just was upset that people would be sad that I said people who believe in Bigfoot have brain damage. I stand behind it, or I would have edited it out, but also, like, I was just like, oh no, is that too much? And then I'm like, whatever, it's just a joke, and it's an opinion. And
also, then that thing of Rob Lowe talking about how he saw Bigfoot came out, and everybody's like, shut the fuck up, Rob Lowe. You goddamn weirdo.
Oh, God, Rob Lowe. No.
No.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, but I kind of derailed your
oh, that's okay.
Your combo about your parting of ways with
my company. Yeah.
Your company.
The company I worked for, not mine. We went to a happy hour that I set up myself, and I was the first one there. And
got to make sure everything's popping.
Yeah, I was there by myself eating chips and salsa and drinking a Cadillac margarita for a good 20 minutes before another person showed up and was like probably horrified that he was then the only other one there.
Whatever.
It was fine, and then more people came. They were all like at an event together, so a bunch of people showed up at the same time, and it was cool. And I was just like, hanging out with everyone and just like socializing. And then my friend Fraser that I work with was like, oh, we all have something for you, and like made everybody gather around. And listen, I like attention, but I like it on my own terms, so I get very awkward in those types of situations. Mm-hmm. Like anything surprisey or like gifty, I'm just like, oh. So I was like, had a margarita, so I was a little buzzed, and I was trying to process like what was happening, and he hands me a book with Bill Cosby on the cover.
Oh my God.
And I was like, fucking rude. I was like, that's offensive. Why? What the fuck am I supposed to do with this? Like, oh, here's a going away present for you, and we found this online or something, and it said it was called Bill Cosby's Secrets to Success. Forget everything you know about comedy. That's the cover.
I was going to say forget everything you know because you're roofied.
Yeah, no, I think that was the point. But because as it turns out, this is a fake book that they made for me. And I didn't realize, and I was like, what am I supposed to fucking do with this? But then I don't know, I was just like so out of it, and they were like telling me, oh no, it's like open it. Everybody wrote their favorite joke in there, and so I like opened it, and I noticed that there was a bunch of, it was just all, you know, empty pages with handwritten notes on them, and and some people had like cut and pasted like, you know, quotes from comedians and stuff in there. But it was just like he had gone around to everyone in my office and asked them to put a joke in, and then they would all give like really nice like words of encouragement, and it was like the sweetest thing.
That is so kind and so thoughtful.
It was so thoughtful, and the back of the book is really funny. Do you want me to read it to you?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, like when it's like the back cover of a book. It always has like a blurb.
Yeah.
What hasn't this man done? A veteran of the comedy world for 4 decades, Bill Cosby shares his secrets to success in this amazing guide for future comedy stars. He'll share his tips and tricks, like how to keep a family-friendly image, who to focus your time and energy impressing, as well as how you can avoid some of the mistakes he's made along the way. Whether it's writing for TV, doing stand-up, sketch writing, or just putting yourself out there. Pudding. The word pudding. Like Jell-O pudding.
Oh. Oh, that's funny.
Or just putting yourself out there in the industry, Bill's got your back. Unlike other boring educational books that put you to sleep, Bill promises to keep you laughing all night long. So have a drink, loosen up, and get ready for an experience you'll never forget.
Oh, dude.
And then this is the best part. There's a quote. It says, funny, informative, and surprisingly touching. And it's from you. But it's not. He just made it up. But yeah.
So fucking cute.
So, yeah, so cute. And I just like love all my coworkers. And I was like, after they gave me that, I was going around and kissing everyone on the cheek, which I'm sure was disgusting. And for them,
I'm a hug and kiss. I'm very affectionate. And I tell all my friends that I love them.
Yeah. Well,
and I don't care.
Sometimes when you get a little boozy, you get a little like lovey.
Mm-hmm.
Like not you, but people. I know.
That's your love language.
Yeah. So it was cute, and then I held it together until I saw Pete, and then I like started sobbing a little bit, but I sucked it back up, and we hung out for a while, and then in the car on the way home, Pete drove me home because I obviously had some cocktails, and I just like cried the entire way home, like reading through everyone's quotes because I didn't read them in the bar, and we got home and our neighbor was in the garage and we all got in the elevator, and I had pulled it together by then, and I was like, oh, good evening. And
hello, good sir.
Yeah. Hello, neighborly man.
Yeah.
Welcome to the home of you. Would you like a ride in this elevator car? Like, so weird. Just trying to be normal. And then we get into our house and I like look in the mirror. There's just mascara all over my face, just like your photo. All over. Like, it's like down the side. It's like almost in my mouth. I don't even know how that happened. I should have taken a picture.
Oh my God.
But yeah, it was so sweet. So
that is so nice.
It's so nice that I'll have that for when I'm feeling low or discouraged. I have some nice words from people that I've worked with for a long time.
That's really sweet. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really proud of you for taking a big leap of faith, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be great.
Boo. I'm excited.
Yeah, I got your back.
Yay. Well,
Let's podcast hard now.
Yeah, we're like podcasting so hard. We're like straight hustling, like literally last night hustling, this morning we're like working on things, we're getting things, we're being on new platforms, we're talking to advertisers, we're doing like all this shit.
Yeah,
because
we're gonna build this up. We're gonna make it a fun thing and
funner.
Make it more fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, make it so that more people want to listen and bring you good quality content and research stuff a little bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't just do it the hour before. I love it.
Great.
Speaking of fun, who has more fun than the kids we're going to talk about today?
I mean, probably everybody. They're trying.
Literally everyone else. Yeah.
Today we're talking about
Rumspringa.
Rumspringa.
Yeah.
It is it's an Amish tradition, and it translates into running around in English. And this is part of the adolescent kind of graduation into adulthood that a lot of cultures do in some form or fashion. Like I would say in Western culture we have like, or I mean this is Western culture, but like in mainstream American culture we have like
College,
you know, high school graduation, yeah, prom, like that kind of thing, like where it's like signaling you're stepping your feet into like this adult kind of world.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's like I didn't realize that for the Amish, it's like a period of time. It's basically when kids turn like around the age of 16, and it's like there's no kind of set time length. It's just this period of time where you're changing from an adolescent into an adult, and it's your time to kind of explore the world and like recommit yourself to the Amish faith in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And make it and have it be like a choice, which I thought was actually really cool. I didn't really know. I'd seen that documentary, The Devil's Playground, but that didn't really depict like the meaning behind it in a way.
Right. I appreciate that. I mean, and there's like a lot of aspects to it that are kind of weird. Well, to us anyway.
Oh, like the Amish faith?
Yeah.
The bowl haircuts.
And like the weird chin beards.
Yeah, like the chin pubes.
Yeah.
They're legit pubes.
Yeah. Ugh. Face pubes, yeah. Well, like, yeah, it's all weird to us because it's like such it seems very primitive and like backwards. But I mean, like that's their shit. That's like, and it's just funny that it's like so close to regular American society. It like it exists adjacently to modern society, and they don't. I mean, I don't know how many people know about the Amish. Probably like everybody in America, and especially on the East Coast, probably have at some point seen an Amish person. Mm-hmm. If you live anywhere near like Pennsylvania, you see the horse and buggy because they don't believe in modern technology, and that means they don't drive cars, they don't use electricity. They modern conveniences are not part of their culture. So they work really hard. That's a big part of their daily life. They are farmers, they are craftsmen, and they have very traditional gender roles. But because they don't use any kind of modern technology, it's the juxtaposition between them and existing in, you know, like Lancaster County is very interesting. I've driven through and I've visited Amish country before, and it's so funny. You're just like driving around, and all of a sudden there's girls walking down the street in like long dresses and bonnets, and there's a horse and buggy. And there are like teenagers everywhere that are just like kind of rumspringing around.
Springing around.
Spranging around.
Yeah. Do they like talk to you?
No, not really. I mean, if you go to like a market, yeah, like there's like, oh my God. Okay. We were going, I forget where we were heading. It was like a friend's trip or something. We were like going to, I don't know where we were heading, but I think we were camping or something. And we stopped off at a like Amish market, mm-hmm. and it's like kind of like you know, indoors but like open stalls and stuff where they sell different stuff. Like they have quilts and pies and cookies and all kinds of like baked goods. They make fucking pretzels that are the best thing you've ever fucking had in your life. I swear to God, I could still like imagine eating one.
Like a soft pretzel.
Yeah, it's like a soft pretzel, and it's like super buttery,
like pillowy.
Oh, it's so fucking good. Oh my God.
Because it's probably just all butter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, It's so good. Anyway, and they just have like all this like fresh fruit and just lovely, delicious things. And yeah, you just that's the only way that you really interact, I think, with them.
They're a very simple people. So
very simple.
Like everything is made from like what they sell is what they grow and make from scratch and by hand, and like a lot of them sell like furniture, wooden furniture that they make, and they live in their own barns that they raise. And yeah, it's pretty interesting. We have a friend from high school that lives in like Amish country.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Chelsea.
Oh, hey, Chelsea. I didn't know that. I didn't realize that.
She's posted some really fun photos before because she's a runner, so she runs like, you know, marathons and stuff. She's training. Yeah. Whenever she's training, she's out on long runs. She'll like run behind a horse and buggy or whatever it is.
Watch out for those road apples.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's what my dad always called horse shit.
Oh,
road apples.
So sweet. It's so like innocent in a way.
I know. Yeah, but they're really nice people. They're very humble and like shy. Like if you do interact with them, like if you like buy something from them, they're just, you know, they're probably taken aback by some of the bullshit we are like talking about when we're like in passing conversation. They're just like scandalized probably. If they ever if any Amish person ever listened to our podcast, they'd probably be horrified.
But they won't because they don't have technology.
That's true. Unless they get a hold of an iPhone on Rumspringa and they get a hold of a phone or some sort of, I don't fucking know, computer or something.
Well, they do. So like the kids during this time, you know, basically they're allowed to explore the English world, like you said, which is how they refer to it. And they get to do things that what I would call normal kids get to do. So, you know, something that I thought was interesting, because I thought that for this time period of their life, they like leave the house, but actually most kids still live at home. They just are able to leave more on like the weekends, and, you know, they might be able to have a cell phone during this time of adolescence, or some like families that aren't as strict will allow them to have like maybe a car or ride in a car with a friend, or like
and they can wear the like English style clothes, or like
AKA,
you know, jeans,
fucking normal
t-shirts.
Clothes.
Yeah, not their like handcrafted fucking dresses and
bonnets.
Pants and shirts and stuff. Yeah, like everything they have is made by hand. Yeah. So,
and they make it themselves. Like the girls like make the dresses they wear. They're not that bad. I mean,
it's just like, plain and it's like, but it's like good quality, and they only have a couple things, and so it's like when they are allowed, if they do have a more liberal kind of community and they're allowed to like wear English clothing, they might hide it, you know, from their parents and like change into it when they go out with their friends. Yeah. Like keep a duffel bag at their friend's house or in their car or whatever if they have one. Yeah, super interesting. It's like that thing of when you were a teenager and you would like, I don't know if you did this, but you know, where you go out with your friends.
I already know I didn't.
You go out with your friends and like you maybe aren't allowed to put on makeup, but you have like secret makeup. Like I wasn't allowed to really wear makeup until I was like well into high school. My mom's like, you don't want to mess up your skin, like you should learn to take care of your skin first before you like get to wear makeup. So
that's wise.
Yeah,
but you ignored her and put like $, Wet and Wild shit all over your face.
Oh yeah. Well, how else are you gonna peacock out there?
Peacock.
So yeah, you know, you go, or you'd like change into a slutty top or something at your friend's house, like, and you go like to a club or do a party or whatever. Every kid does that.
I didn't do that, but I did sometimes purchase a brand new shirt at Forever 21 before I'd go to the all ages night at the club, and it would usually have glitter on it. So
we have gone before together, I think. What was that place called? Gotham?
Yeah. And it was always on like a 4-day weekend or 3-day weekend or whatever, and it was like the Sunday night. It'd like not all ages, but it was like 18
Under
and older.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
it
no,
was under.
younger. We were like 16.
We were like maybe 17, yeah.
Yeah, we were like Rumspringa-ing.
I was like, Rumspringa. I don't know.
I don't either. Yeah, I mean, it's like it's the same. It's the same, I think.
Yeah.
Just, and even some like really conservative like Christian households or you know, anyone that has like a strict upbringing, doesn't have to be Amish. Like, you probably would do this.
Yeah, but the thing with like this is that the parents and the community like encourage it or allow it. Yeah. They encourage it in a sense where really what Rumspringa is all about is you're actually supposed to find a spouse. Mm-hmm. So this is the time where you like kind of you're fraternizing and because everything in the Amish community is very home based and they all spend a lot of time together at home, probably cooking a lot because everything's from scratch and like making their clothes. And so this is the time where they can go out and kind of hang out and like play like maybe volleyball in the cornfield or like
and I mean like it's like kind of like concentric circles, like widening, you know, you have your small close-knit family, then you have your small close-knit community, and then you only can go so far, I guess, if you don't, I don't know, you can, I guess, leave the house like and go really far away, but like you don't have any friends out there. It's like you kind of do want to stay close to home. Like I can't imagine like being that adventurous if you've never experienced the outside world, like to the degree that we know and understand it. No. Like that'd be really overwhelming and scary, I think.
So scary, especially if you're a female, because
absolutely,
like you were saying in the beginning, like the gender roles are very traditional, and you know, the women don't get jobs, they don't do field work, everything is kind of home based and care, you know, they're kind of caregivers and stuff. So
yeah, their main aspiration in life is to get married and to have babies. Like that's that's
as many babies as they can like push out of their womb.
Yeah.
The elders are kind of nodding to the fact that these are children who have been born into this. Let's give them an opportunity to like really confirm that they want to live this life and like commit themselves, blah blah blah, whatever. Yeah. But also, when you've brainwashed someone since the age of nothing till they're 16, and it's so severe, like their life is so different from a normal 16-year-old kid's life who is living in a regular household with video games and computers and social media technology and like a car, like all of these things. It's so different. And also like these kids basically have 8th grade educations because
that's where they stop.
Like within this culture they see education as being proud, like it's too much pride, so you're not supposed to be, and maybe this is more of like the severe or like very
more conservative.
So everybody until the age of 13 goes to a one-room school in their community that like they build and teach, and then at 13 you're done with school and you go have a job. So if you're a female, you go and you're cooking and cleaning and kind of tending to the children with, you know, all the other women in the community. And if you're a boy, you go and you work with
plow
your dad.
The fields,
you usually like can take on your dad's trade, or you work in the field to support the community and stuff like that. So
it's so different. Like, I mean, I think it's like an ideal that a lot of people like really think is, I like appreciate, and I think that it's like really, I don't know, it's very noble and very simple and good and wholesome. And I think a lot of people have respect for the Amish because of that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, they are still like a little out there in some stuff.
Yeah. It's hard to see where that line is because if you're born into something like that and that's all you know, it's scary at the age of 16. Just think about like going into like a bowling alley or something. because
Like Kingpin?
I was actually thinking
clips
of the documentary because like one guy was bullying, but yeah.
Oh my god, if you guys haven't seen Kingpin, please watch that movie. It's one of Bill Murray's finest.
If you haven't seen that
films.
movie, like I don't know like we'll never have anything in common, so you need to watch it because it is.
What's your favorite line from that movie?
Well, I don't even know if I could. I don't have a favorite line, but one is the one I texted you earlier, where Roy Munson is in the bathroom and Ishmael's like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "Flossing," and he's like, "Flossing? Where'd I get Munson from?"
My favorites are when the landlady, the gross landlady that has sex with Munson, with Woody Harrelson's character,
because he can't pay his rent.
And they like have sex, and she's like super gross, and she's like at the end, she's like, "You better like do some tongue exercises," and she goes, It's like always been one of my favorite things.
You forgot the point though where he's throwing up after they do it. Right before she says that line, she's like smoking a cigarette and he's puking in the toilet, and she's like, "What is it about good sex that makes me have to take a shit?"
Oh yeah.
And then she's like,
the pump and dump.
she's all that you really jarred something loose there. Ooh.
It's all that pump and dump.
Oh, so gross.
Oh God. And then the best line of any period. We like DJ and I like say this like quote over and over, is when Bill Murray's doing the commercial for Big Earn's like United Fund or whatever. He's like being a dad to like these kids that have no fathers at home, and it's like all these hot moms, and he's like playing football or like passing the ball, and he just goes, "Tennessee, Kentucky," and the way he says it is so funny. Oh God, it's my favorite.
It's
Bill Murray's finest.
Is that a Farrelly Brothers movie?
I don't know.
I think it is. It's like I think they did Dumb and Dumber and Kingpin like super early on. It's such a good movie. Oh
wow,
God,
we really went
jokes.
on a tangent.
Yeah, we're cutting all of this out because
oh my God. No, it's great. Yeah, so Rumspringa, it ends at marriage. That's like what it all culminates in.
Or I mean it ends when like they decide to like commit to the church and be baptized, but it usually coincides with marriage, because that's what this whole time period's about. It's like find someone either in our direct community or an adjacent community where you're less related to people to like marry them and commit.
Yep.
Yeah.
So any more stuff about the Amish?
Well,
I encourage people to learn about and purchase any Amish crafts that you can. It's like what everybody in Brooklyn is trying to be right now.
Amish, basically, with all their fucking bowl haircuts and chin pubes.
Yeah, and like craftsman shit that they're like trying to make by hand. The Amish have been doing it forever.
It is cool.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's really cool. It's really great. I appreciate the simplicity and the wholesomeness of them. And they're also they're nonviolent. They don't believe in like war or violence, so they like will never like sign up for military service or anything like that. I think that's
commendable.
I think that's nice. Yeah, very commendable.
Excuse me. Well, and like I don't know, it's interesting just their history because they became their own religion because they had a strong opinion about children being baptized, and in most religions children are baptized like first
like in Catholicism you're like baptized like within I don't know how many days,
like really quickly, right?
Yeah, like you have your like
It's a christening, and it's usually a newborn. But so they thought, like, again, which I think is very commendable. It's like, well, kids can't really make a free. They don't have free will. They can't make this choice. So we shouldn't be baptizing them and, like, essentially choosing their path for them, even though they still are. But, I thought that was cool. So they, like, kind of broke away from other religions. And
they're Anabaptists.
Oh, that's like
that's the term, yeah.
Oh, okay. They broke away, like, in the late 1600s and kind of founded
they're pretty they're persecuted and kind of had to leave. I think they're in Switzerland was like the main group of people that came to America, that immigrated to America. So they all speak a dialect of German. So they're ostensibly all bilingual. Every person in Amish society is bilingual. So they can all speak a form of German, and it's also known as Pennsylvania Dutch. Having, like, seen and interacted and, like, learned a little bit more about Amish people, I'm like, they're pretty chill.
They just look scary.
Yeah, that fucking beard, man. I hate it.
It's just so weird. I'm more offended by the bull haircut. Like, one of the things all the kids were talking about, like, they love, so when kids go on Rumspringa, they love getting a normal haircut and then riding in a car. Those are, like, the big things that most of the kids do, if anything, because a lot of the kids don't really do much, because they're still part of their community, like, and that's what we kind of talked about, where there's different degrees of Rumspringa. Like, some of them don't leave their communities. They just, like, interact with each other a little bit more, and, like, maybe, like, let a boy drive them home in a buggy after church on Sunday, and, like, that's their little freedom, but it's not really, like, anything.
Yeah, like, and there's two different types of like, ways this could go. I think if you even have, like, some choice of, like, how deep into this freedom you want to get, and it depends also, we've already, like, said this, but it depends on the type of community. If it's, like, a little bit more conservative, or if it's a little bit more liberal, you kind of have the ability to do a little bit more. But you also, there's a slow, like, crowd you can run in, and there's, like, the faster crowds. It's like, it's so, yeah,
which is different by community, probably. It's, like, by what the elders are, like, gonna allow you to get away with.
Right. So, like, there's a more, like, basic, like, more symbolic kind of Rumspringa, where it's like, it's just like, it is, you're still doing all the stuff in your community, going to church, but you're allowed to, like, interact more with the opposite sex. So they have events that, like, you can go to. Like, they love volleyball. They love volleyball.
Because you don't need much.
Yeah.
And they love singing.
Yeah, they have Sunday night sings.
Yeah.
And the focus of that is just, like, courtship, basically. And I love this note that if you are under 16 and you try to go to one of these, like, Sunday night sings, they, like, give you warm milk. Like, because you're a baby still.
Ew.
Like, it's, like, kind of a good-natured reminder, but it's, like, kind of...
It's like their nonviolent punishment.
They're
drink
like,
this warm milk.
Yeah, you little baby
Ew.
Bitch. Get out of here.
Gross.
Yeah.
And it's probably, like, buttermilk. It's probably, like, super thick.
Ooh, I like warm milk.
Oh.
Straight from a cow.
Ew. When I was a Girl Scout, you know how there's, like, two different family types? Like, the one where it's, like, finish everything on your plate, and then the other type, which is, like, oh, are you done? Yeah, that's fine. My family was always that family. Like, we didn't have to finish everything on our plate. Probably because we were good eaters, so we didn't Like,
they're like, you don't need thirds.
Yeah, they're like, should you be finishing your plate?
Or like your mom is an exceptional cook.
Yeah, so everything tasted good.
Everything's good, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. So, but then there's the other families where, and also it comes from like their generations where, you're not supposed to waste things, and maybe the Depression if you had older parents or whatever. And I remember being at Girl Scout camp, and one of the leaders that was there, because it was a bunch of troops, and there was like a bunch of leaders that I wasn't necessarily like used to interacting with, and we all had breakfast and we had cereal, and then there was milk in my bowl, and I was gonna like throw it out, and she's like, you're not leaving until you finish the milk from your cereal. And I was like, oh, I don't want to. And she's like, well, you have to, so go sit back down and then let me know when you're done, and all the milk's gone.
Oh, what the fuck?
And I was like, oh my God, this is child abuse. And then I went and sat back there, and literally everyone left, and she was like doing something, and I was just like looking at it. I just like sat there, and it was getting warmer and warmer, and I was like thinking about it and like gagging. I just couldn't drink it. And then finally I think she walked away, and I just like tossed it in the dirt and put my bowl in my little washi sack and left.
It's like the time my mom made us sloppy joes one time, and I fucking... Okay, I've said how much I hate ground beef.
Yeah.
This is why. And I will never eat a sloppy joe ever in my life because of this. My mom was like trying something new when we were kids, and she's like, have some sloppy joes, kids. And I was like, looks like fucking a literal shit burger. I'm not eating this. I was probably like 6 or something, 7 maybe, I don't know. And she's like, you have to eat your fucking dinner. This is all you're having, like, God damn it. And I was like, no. And she's like, eat your fucking food. And I was like, oh. And I was like trying to like bite and like wash it down with like grape juice. And yeah. And like some fucking Welch's grape juice. And I'm trying to like not consume this thing. I'm just trying to I was so like grossing myself out so bad that I threw up in the cup of my grape juice. So I cannot eat sloppy joes, and I can hardly eat ground beef. So because of this, I think, because my mom traumatized you. Thanks, Mom.
It's fine. She doesn't listen.
That's why you don't force feed your fucking kids, man. They're going to be scarred for life.
And then they can't enjoy things like ground beef, which is so delicious. And I had a ground beef quesadilla yesterday, and it was called the 70s Taco Bar Quesadilla, and it was so good.
That's garbage.
No, it was
I'm disappointed in you.
No, it was so tasty, and I loved it. And I love ground beef, so that's just a place where we don't agree on things. We don't see eye to eye.
I am sorry. Oof. Do you like sloppy joes, though?
No, because...
Okay. Because that's fucking gross. First of all, the name. What the fuck?
It's basically just, like, loose meat and, like, tomato paste. There's no...
I can't do it.
Oh, God.
Let's change the subject.
Yeah.
Still, after all these years.
I'm getting bored of this topic.
Yeah, well, I want to talk about the thing that's actually fucked up about it.
Oh, okay, cool.
So sometimes what happens is, like, we've talked about, like, the virtues of the freedom of, quote unquote, freedom of choice to figure out if you want to, like, re-up and join the church fully and commit yourself or whatever. But I mean, it can be really hedonistic. It's not, like, I think the Devil's Playground documentary kind of played up this idea that, like, these kids just go buck wild and they just get fucked up every night and do meth and smoke, like, tons of weed and crack and fucking party. And, like, they definitely do. Like, there's definitely instances of it. And especially in places that are really rural, there's tons of drugs and shit like that. Like,
there's nothing else to do.
There's nothing else to do. So when they go out into their little community that's not theirs, into like the English world, that's all there is out there outside of their little small concentric circles.
Yeah.
So
is that your cat?
Yeah, he's like spazzing out.
Oh.
What are you doing? Come here. Anyway, they like, probably all there is to see is this shitty rural, you know, kind of gross towny person. I don't know. That's like, here's some fucking meth.
Yeah.
They don't have the money to like go any further than their kind of like their small town limits.
Well, also, most of them are still living at home while they're doing this. So, like, on the weekends, they're branching out. But, like, during the week, they're still helping the community and doing their little jobs. And
yeah. And I mean, maybe, like, some of them go on road trips and go to different parts of the country. But I don't know that that's, like, what they're focused on. I think they're, like, I want to do all the bad stuff that I can do. Or some of them, not all of them, that I can do while I have the chance to like do whatever I want, kind of.
Well, there's a lot more of that now with social media because
these kids like get a hold of phones and stuff, and they're like, whoa.
And they have little groups on Facebook where like they can find out if they live in Pennsylvania that the Ohio Dutch or the Ohio Amish community is, you know, throwing a party. All the kids are throwing a party out in some field in Ohio. It's like cool. It's like get the one Rumspringa kid that has a car and let's drive out there.
Connect, yeah. Oh, or
that too, yeah. A weed connection, yeah. And they just go out there and just like party.
And they also like they do want to kind of see what's going on outside of their community because they don't want to like date, quote unquote, or get married to people who are closely knit in their community because they could be related. So they want to go to the other kind of communities.
Fresh gene
and I think
pool.
the Amish are interesting because they don't evangelize like a lot of other religions, and I respect that. So there isn't a lot of people like converting to being Amish. Like they don't.
Who the fuck
that
would
doesn't
want
happen.
to? I don't understand.
Well, I mean, some people are like, I fucking hate the world. Like this society is getting me down. The rat race. I want to be self-sufficient. I'm sure there's like people who would love to kind of check out of mainstream life.
Do they even invite people in? Like, could you do like a trial, like 2-week I'm Amish type thing? I feel like it's a very close
it's really rare
community because if you don't know anybody in that community, how are you gonna like where are you gonna live? They're not gonna build you a house there if you're not committed.
It's very rare. There's only been like a few converts ever in the history, and they don't, you know, it doesn't always last. Yeah. So I mean, it does happen, but it's just very, very rare. So that's like the population of I think they're obviously mostly in the United States, but there's also like some in Canada. So, but the sum total I think as of 2016 was like 309,000 Amish people.
Oh, that's still a lot.
That's a good amount.
But also, if people are converting into being Amish, we wouldn't know about it because they don't allow themselves to be filmed or photographed for the most part, and they don't have technology. So it's not like someone starting a blog.
All that said, I think it's interesting that they're still kind of trapped in a way. Like, even though they say that it's like, it is like a nice idea that they are having the freedom to choose. They're like, if they go, they don't really have anywhere to go. Yeah. Like, they're not hopping on a plane and experiencing like completely different cultures or understanding all that the world has to offer. They're seeing a very small slice of life, and some of them, you know, they do go kind of wild, and then they get addicted to drugs, or they get really fucked up on alcohol, or they get pregnant, and then they're like, oh, I don't want to keep living this life. I don't really have any other skills outside of what I know, and I don't have any community or anybody to take care of me outside of this. So they either make that decision of going back, or they stay out in the world.
Or they get a job at Wetzel's Pretzels.
Yeah, when they stay out in the world, though, they are totally disconnected from their family and friends and community. So 90% of people, of teenagers, choose to be baptized, and they fully commit to joining the church after Rumspringa. And whether or not they, like, I don't know, like, if they get pregnant, they're like, oh, better get married.
Yeah. Some, it was weird. I think it was in the Devil's Playground documentary that they mention like bed courtship. So, you know, they're allowing their kids to date and kind of figure out if they like someone enough to marry them, and they let them like stay together overnight in the house or whatever and like share a bed, which isn't like necessarily encouraging that they do it, but like I'm sure it happens. But yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of weird to me. I couldn't imagine being 16 and being dropped in the backwoods of Pennsylvania in some like podunk town, and where kids are just like getting super high and drinking in the cornfields and being like, oh wow, this is I want to leave the life I know for this. Like, ugh. Yeah. It'd probably be pretty gross.
I think there's like people who like intentionally go and like love to be around these
and prey on them.
People.
I was thinking that.
Prey on them. Yeah.
Especially because, like dudes that are like, you know, the guys who like peaked in high school and hung around for way too long, and then you know, they're like, oh yeah, like party at my house tonight, and it's just always like the grossest place, and there's just like tons of alcohol, and he's like too touchy or whatever. I feel like there's a lot
and then
of
there's
guys.
there's these like beautiful like milkmaid farmers' daughters, like pure fucking virgins, and they're like, it's very upsetting.
It's gross.
I don't. That's definitely not the like norm, but it does happen, and that's what I think the heart of the fucked upness is. Yeah. So it's like imagine a time traveler.
Yeah.
Who is just like super innocent and sweet and kind, and but also is like, whoa, what the fuck is all this? I want to know how like to smoke a joint or. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's there. Like curiosity is never going to go away, and hormones are never going to stop kids from fucking and smoking, drinking, and fucking. So I don't know.
Yeah, I
think my final thought on it, if you're ready to wrap up. I don't know.
I'm done.
I think my final thought is that the Amish community is great. Whatever is noble, lovely, pastoral, but it's that thing of when you make the decision to think for yourself or to make decisions for yourself, you're putting responsibility on yourself. When somebody's telling you what to do, how to think, how to dress, how to be, you don't have to take that kind of personal responsibility. So it's really hard also when you don't have the tools to navigate anything else. So I think that's the crux of, and I think for the most part, like it can be a good thing, like having this kind of quote unquote freedom, but it's not true.
No,
freedom,
it's
because
not freedom.
and you will always typically go back to what you know, unless you're intellectually curious, and that's not really a part of what they value, I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't. Yeah, it's kind of a ruse. It's like, you know, it feels like a good thing. Like, oh, we don't think you were old enough or mature enough until now to make a decision to like commit your life to this religion and this way of life until now. So we want to give you the opportunity. But by then the damage is done. And these kids, I mean, if you leave, you'll never see any of them again. They won't ever talk to you. They'll be fucking dicks, and you'll be by yourself out in the real world. And I can't imagine how scary that would be. And I don't.
Yeah, like especially like what if you're gay or a lesbian?
Yeah, I was thinking about that. There was nothing about any of that. Like,
yeah, I don't think like there's. It's just not. It's not. I mean, they have to exist.
Yeah.
And I was like trying to look up like suicide rates and stuff, and I couldn't find any real information. Like I think there was a study done back in the 80s, but like I didn't find any like current data about that. And like I know they definitely have mental health issues.
Yeah.
But none of that is addressed or studied.
Well, those are the types of communities where because everyone's an outsider and there's no sharing of information,
Mm-hmm.
the most fucked up things can happen in that community, and we
Right.
won't know because they'll cover it up. It's like,
Yeah.
and people could need help and could be being abused or, you know, or tortured or whatever. Like, I mean, just treated really poorly, or, you know, punished or disciplined in certain ways that we would say that's not humane, and we wouldn't know. And not that they're doing that, I don't know, but I just
yeah. To be clear,
it could be stuff that happens and you don't know.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I don't like religion in general, so a whole community that's based solely on religion is not my cup of tea, but I think they seem like fine and decent people, and they make cool shit, so whatever.
And fucking delicious pretzels.
Yeah, and apparently I need to get my hands on one of these pretzels.
I am fucking telling you, man.
Yeah. I thought it would be a lot different, this topic.
Mm-hmm.
It was, I'm like glad to hear that it doesn't end up, I mean, I guess it's all relative. I was going to say it doesn't end up as sad as I thought it would. It's still sad.
Well, and I think too,
in a way,
I think too, like when previous generations of people have gone through like some of the crazier things, like it's like a cautionary tale to the younger kids, and they're like, I don't want to, you know, do that, so they like retreat further back and become, you know, more wary and don't want to go out and party as hard as the maybe previous generations did before them.
But don't you all but even if you've heard of those things, we all have to learn those lessons on our own. Because you don't listen to your parents. Like, they'll tell you, oh, this is bad. Or, you know, I think I did a good job listening to some degree, but then some things I just have to learn on my own.
Yeah.
And you just have to, no matter what. But it's like they're so sheltered. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. The temptation of finding out and curiosity is strong, and I think that's why they're like, yes, you can do this, but just know that you're going to be too uncomfortable by the end of it to want to actually go and make it happen as a English person.
Yeah. And if you're not too uncomfortable by that point and you want to stay, we'll never talk to you again.
Yeah, so you better make the right choice.
Yeah.
And
creepy.
They don't really, I don't know. Yeah. Unless you have like a lot of resources on the outside, if you're like super, if you can figure shit out, you're kind of fucked, I think.
Yeah.
If you don't figure it out, I mean, and you get shunned or excommunicated.
Yeah.
Anyway, well.
The more I talked about this one, the sadder it got.
Yeah, well, I mean, it started out so cheery, like, they're so great, they're so wonderful.
I know, and then I'm like, actually, I don't think I like it.
Oh, well. I don't know. I think they're fine.
Yeah.
Kids are all right.
The kids are all right.
Maybe not. That's all I got.
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah. So,
Auf Wiedersehen.
Rumspringa. Auf Wiedersehen. Is that how you say it?
I don't know. Pretzel. Schnitzel.
Schnitzel. God bless the Amish.
Yeah.
Little baby lambs of God.
God bless.
God bless. Follow us on social medias.
Mm-hmm. At DTFU Podcast on all the places. Yep. Rate, review, subscribe on iTunes if you can, if you have that type of device.
Mm-hmm. We're working on getting at least 50 reviews.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
I mean, it's an arbitrary number in a way. We just set it and forget it. Except we haven't forgotten because we're still working towards it.
We're goal oriented in a lot of ways. We're kind of type A, so.
Yes, kind of. Can you be kind of type A?
I think I am.
No, me too.
I'm kind of.
I think my description on Facebook is type A personality with a B- average.
That's so cute.
But I am a comedy writer now. So
yeah, professionally full time. I'm not. I would like
you
to.
Are.
I will help you.
Yeah. No.
I'll be there.
Not help
we're
me.
We're like
together.
a duo. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I was
writing
waiting.
partners.
Okay, I was waiting for you to say something.
Oh. You'll just help me advance my career, and I'll just be like, bye.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, so if you do have a story or wanted to add any info to what we talked about today, go ahead and shoot us a note at dtfupodcast@gmail.com. Follow us on all the social media platforms. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's all I got.
Yay.
Cool, dude.
Sounds good.
All right, catch you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.